Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, translated with commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Adi Lila, Chapter 7. Lord Chaitanya in 5 features. Text 123. Transformation of energy is a proven fact. It is the false bodily conception of the self that is an illusion. Purport. The jiva, or living entity, is a spiritual spark, who is part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unfortunately, he thinks the body to be the self, and that misunderstanding is called vivarta, or acceptance of untruth to be truth. The body is not the self, but animals and foolish people think that it is. Vivarta, illusion, does not, however, denote a change in the identity of the spirit soul. It is the misconception that the body is the self that is an illusion. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not change when His external energy, consisting of the 8 gross and subtle material elements listed in Bhagavad Gita, Bhumir, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, etc., acts and reacts in different phases. Text 124. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is opulent in all respects. Therefore, by His inconceivable energies, He has transformed the material cosmic manifestation. Text 125. Using the example of a touchstone, which by its energy turns iron to gold, and yet remains the same, we can understand that although the Supreme Personality of Godhead transforms His innumerable energies, He remains unchanged. Text 126. Although touchstone produces many varieties of valuable jewels, it nevertheless remains the same. It does not change its original form. Text 127. If there is such inconceivable potency in material objects, why should we not believe in the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Purport. The argument of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, described in this verse, can be very easily understood, even by a common man, if he simply thinks of the activities of the sun, which has been giving off unlimited amounts of heat and light since time immemorial, and yet has not even slightly decreased in power. Modern science believes that it is by sunshine that the entire cosmic manifestation is maintained. And actually one can see how the actions and reactions of sunshine maintain order throughout the universe. The growth of vegetables and even the rotation of the planets take place due to the heat and light of the sun. Sometimes, therefore, modern scientists consider the sun to be the original cause of creation, not knowing that the sun is only a medium, for it is also created by the supreme energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Aside from the sun and touchstone, there are many other material things which transform their energy in different ways and yet remain as they are. It is not necessary, therefore, for the original cause, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to change due to the changes or transformations of his different energies. The falsity of Sripad Shankaracharya's explanation of Vivartavada and Parinamvada has been detected by the Vaishnavacharyas, especially Jiva Goswami, whose opinion is that actually Shankar did not understand the Vedanta Sutra. In Shankar's explanation of one sutra, Anandamayo-Vyasat, he has interpreted the affix mayat with such word jugglery that this very explanation proves that he had little knowledge of the Vedanta Sutra, but simply wanted to support his impersonalism through the codes of the Vedanta philosophy. Actually, however, he failed to do so because he could not put forward strong arguments. In this connection, Srila Jiva Goswami cites the code Brahmaputram Pratistha, which gives Vedic evidence that Brahman is the origin of everything. In explaining this verse, Sripad Shankaracharya interpreted various Sanskrit words in such a way that he implied, according to Jiva Goswami, that Vyasadeva had very little knowledge of higher logic. Such unscrupulous deviation from the real meaning of the Vedanta Sutra has created a class of men who, by word jugglery, tried to derive various indirect meanings from the Vedic literatures, especially Bhagavad Gita. One of them has even explained that the word Kurukshetra refers to the body. Such interpretations imply, however, that neither Lord Krishna nor Vyasadeva had a proper sense of word usage or etymological adjustment. They lead one to assume that since Lord Krishna could not personally sense the meaning of what he was speaking, and Vyasadeva did not know the meaning of what he was writing, Lord Krishna left his book to be explained later by the Mayavadis. Such interpretations merely prove, however, that their proponents have very little philosophical sense. Instead of wasting one's time falsely deriving such indirect meanings from Vedanta Sutra and other Vedic literatures, one should accept the words of these books as they are. In presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is, therefore, we have not changed the meaning of the original words. Similarly, if one studies Vedanta Sutra as it is, without whimsical and capricious adulteration, one can understand the Vedanta Sutra very easily. Srila Vyasadeva therefore explains Vedanta Sutra, beginning from the first sutra, Janmad Yasya Yata, in his Srimad Bhagavatam. Janmad Yasya Yato Navayad Itaratas Chartesh Babigna Swarat. Translation. I meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, the transcendental reality, who is the primeval cause of all causes, from whom all manifested universes arise, in whom they dwell, and by whom they are destroyed. I meditate upon that eternally effulgent Lord, who is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and yet is fully independent. End translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead knows very well how to do everything perfectly. He is abhigya, always fully conscious. The Lord therefore says in Bhagavad Gita 7:26 that he knows everything, past, present, and future. But no one but a devotee knows him as he is. Therefore, the Absolute Truth, Personality of Godhead, is at least partially understood by devotees of the Lord. But the Mayavad philosophers, who unnecessarily speculate to understand the absolute truth, simply waste their time.